Sokka's Haiku, 5 mana for a lesson. Counter target spell, draw a card, then mill 3 cards, then untap a land. It's a haiku that's hot. Lesson, there's no like interactions with like tutoring this from your sideboard. It's just a lesson, and in eternal formats you can play with the other ones like Commander. Firelord Ozai, 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever it attacks, you may sack another creature. If you do, add an amount of red equal to the sacrifice creature's power until end of combat. You don't lose this mana as steps end. 6 generic. Exile the top card of each opponent's library until end of turn. You may play one of those cards without paying its mana cost. I mean, it's Firelord. It's pretty good. Notably, the Aang's head symbolizes the standard legal versions, and the glider symbolizes the commander versions. Redirect Lightning is 1 mana for a lesson. You can pay 2 generic or 5 life as an additional cost to cast. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Basically, it's a deflecting swap for 1 mana and 5 life, which is really good. These commanders are all really good. Aang basically allows you to bounce something to exile. They have to pay 2 generic, and they can cast it for free, and I'll like later. But you can also bounce your own things. It's not opponent controls. Whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, make a 1/1 white ally creature token for each experience counter you have. Card's really good. Katara is busted. 2 mana for a 1/3. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter, and when it attacks, you draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do, discard a card. Like Flash synergies, like control decks, Katara like drawing a bunch of cards on attack always is ridiculous. Honorable mention to the man that made us laugh, the Cabbage Merchant's pretty awesome. 3 mana for a 2/2. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you make a food. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, sack a food. Tap 2 untap foods, make 1 mana of any color. I mean, this card's just amazing. Like, flavor win 1000%. You destroyed my cabbages! Firelord Zuko is 3 mana for a 2/4. Firebending X, where X is Firelord Zuko's power. It's 2. So when it attacks, you make 2 red mana, but it's only good until the end of combat. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put 1 counter on each creature you control. I mean, that's just like huge. It's gonna make things very big, very fast. I don't know who Sozin is, but 6 mana for a saga. When it enters, you destroy all creatures. The second chapter is choose a card name and search target opponent's graveyard, hand, library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles, so you can surgical. I guess it's more like you can necromantia. Exile the saga on 3, flip it into Firelord Sozin, which is a 5/5 with menace and firebending 3. Make 3 red mana on attack. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's pretty sick. Hey, what's up, Yorminger? Appreciate you dropping in, bro. Hey, what's up, Derek? Legends in chat. Yeah, so these cards just look kind of ridiculous. Like, super, super cool. Toph, 4 mana for a 3/3. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to the other types. And at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2, which is target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. That's still a land. Put 2 1/1 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. So you get to like use them as creatures, and then like after they die, they just still are there. You don't just lose them. You don't just get stone rained. Toph is really cool. There's a lot of these, so we got to keep going. Moa Friendly Fire, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 generic less to cast. Whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This card is actually ridiculous. Like, allowing you to discount all of your angels is ridiculous, right? Like, Guide is 1 mana. Like, Resplendent Angel is just double white now. Like, Momo is actually good. Appa is pretty good. It feels like Yorion, kind of. It's 4 mana for a 3/4 flash flying. When it enters, you airbend any number of target non-land permanents you control. So you can like hit all the value pieces, then you just have to pay 2 generic to cast them on a later turn. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. So there's lots of really cool stuff here. Sokka, 2 mana for a 1/1. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson spell, put a 1/1 counter on Sokka. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson, like lesson, whatever, artifact, 2 mana 1/1 lets you like fix like filter cards and gets bigger for all your artifacts you're casting. I think Katara's busted. This is a mirror entity with an ability that can be convoked. Like 5 mana for a 3/3 with vigilance. When it enters, you make a 1/1 creature token, and you can waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until the end of your turn. X can't be 0, activate only during your turn. So while paying the waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1 generic. So convoke only works on cast. Like Katara, let's say you have like, a bunch of goblins. Like think about it, okay? Let's say you have like, like a Krenko and a Howl Squad Heavy, and you have 5 goblins. You can tap 5 goblins to make the rest of your dudes base power and toughness 5/5. Like you can like there's so many like shenanigans. So you don't have to, and then like you also have mana you can work with, right? Like this card seems super cool.